So glad you're with us for our first ever Austin Fit Magazine Fit Talks presented by 1708 Media, and couldn't think of a better guest to start it with us than Joe Sena, the CEO of Spartan, New York Times best-selling author. Joe, you're kind of the guinea pig here, so we appreciate you joining us for our first episode.
It's absolutely fine. I can't get very many people to talk to me, so I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, but nonetheless, we appreciate you being here. I certainly didn't think my conversation with you would center around a pandemic, but it seems like an appropriate place to start. I've seen you kind of talk about what we need to do while we're in this moment, how we can come through this. How does the Spartan way, the Spartan lifestyle to you kind of apply to the moment that we're in right now?
Well, I mean, I'm sure this interview will piss people off because I tend to do that. But first off, a lot of people talk about motivation. I don't believe in motivation as much as I do having a really strict disciplined schedule, a set of standards that you live by. If you've got people around you that'll hold you accountable. And by the way, the ancient Spartans wholeheartedly believed in the same thing. It's very hard to do hard work. It's very hard to go to bed early, wake up early, not drink the wine, put in the work. And what makes it easier is just having a commitment. An unwavering commitment. And so whether there's a pandemic or there's not a pandemic, doesn't really matter. Like, I got to do the burpees. I got to take the cold showers. My bank account's probably a lot lower than it was when we started.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop the commitment or change the standards. So that's the way I've approached it. I can't say, by the way, that I'm so stoic that I'm not feeling the same pain everybody else is, if not worse at times. But the way I conquer that in my mind is I just say, am I allowed to curse on this thing?
Sure. Let her rip.
I just say to myself, like, what the fuck else am I going to do? Like it would suck to be broke and unhealthy. I might as well be healthy. It doesn't cost any money to be healthy. So I hold myself to those standards. I hold the family to those standards. We all push back. Our own minds push back. Our families push back. Our friends push back. But that's how I'm dealing with it.
You had an Instagram post, though, that to me kind of said a lot. You talk about the gyms are closed, right? So all those people that worked out in the gym, now they're not going to the gym. I played tennis with somebody yesterday that said he hadn't exercised in 2 months. We go to our local trails here. The number of people there are way down. How do we push through that when there's so many excuses right now for people to say, to heck with it, I'm supposed to stay home, I'm not going to do it?
Here is an eye-opener for me. I get the fortune of being able to spend a lot of time with high-performing people, Olympians, neuroscientists, doctors, you name it. And the real eye-opener for me over the last 10 years was learning that, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree with this, the number one motivator for a human being is the avoidance of discomfort. In other words, that's what drives our actions, avoid discomfort. And the reason that is, that legacy hardware and legacy software that exists up here is because it's kept us alive as a species for 1 million years, right? We don't fall off cliffs. We don't sleep in the snow and get frostbite. We don't get eaten by lions. We're constantly avoiding discomfort. Early in the morning, you and I wake up at 5 a.m. We're ready to do the workout, and all of a sudden your brain says, you know what? I got to go get to my email. I got to go read the news. You don't need to get to your email. You don't need to read the newspaper. Subconsciously, your mind is getting you to avoid the discomfort of the workout. And so if that's the number one motivator, right? Think about the business we're in. Think about the thing we're passionate about, which is trying to get people healthy. We are pushing uphill. Like Sisyphus, people don't want to do it inherently. Their ethos, their fabric, they're wired to not want to do it. And then you throw in a pandemic on top of it, to your point, like, holy fuck, like, how are we going to get people moving? And I don't even know if the majority of people realize that pathogens are not going to stop. We're not going to be able to make antidotes as fast as we're getting hit with pathogens, right? We can't even get the vaccine here fast enough, and the whole world is shut down. It's costing trillions of dollars. So the only thing we can do, the first line of defense is eating healthy, living healthy, maintaining some semblance of a proper BMI, right? Like all things that are contrary to our wiring, because we got Netflix right at our fingertips, we got McDonald's right at our fingertips, we got Starbucks right at our fingertips, and you got a bunch of really smart advertising people that are selling us stuff that we probably could do without. I don't know if I answered the question well. I get pretty passionate about this topic, so.
Sure. No, I know exactly what you're saying. And I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might have rubbed some people the wrong way a little bit when you said, look, we're going to have a Spartan race in June. We got to get out there. We got to get through this. We got to get the antibodies, to your point. I mean, we can't just sit around and wait for everybody to come to us. We have a role in this. We need to help ourselves to some extent. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that fair?
No, it's very fair. I am not going to live under my couch, hiding from a virus I can't see. Not going to do it. Now, a lot of people would look at that statement and say that's irresponsible. Think about all these frontline workers that are literally killing themselves for us. And I'm not saying we should be, irresponsible and stupid about it. Wear your mask, wear your gloves. But if you're telling me, and this is what I'm having an issue with, if you're telling me it's okay to go to the drive-through at McDonald's, it's okay to get on an airplane, it's okay to go into a grocery store, it's okay to go to a hardware store, Dick's Sporting Goods, but it's not okay to go sweat outside with people that motivate me. By the way, I just saw a report that in California, they're seeing more deaths from suicide than they are from coronavirus, because the UK put out a suicide hotline. They wanted to make sure people had an outlet, somebody to talk to. 500,000 people made phone calls to that suicide hotline. So there are potential negative impacts to doing this. I'm not saying we should disregard the law. What I am saying is we had a problem before the pandemic with getting people healthy. We got a big problem now.
Yeah. I'm sure, obviously, when you started Spartan and everything that comes along with it, you didn't envision a pandemic. But in some ways, is this kind of the ultimate test of your vision that you can live this Spartan lifestyle regardless of what's happening in the world around you?
Of course you can. Of course you could live a Spartan lifestyle regardless of what's going on around you. Trapped in a house, you could do 300 burpees. You could take cold showers. You could move and sweat. That's all you have to do is just move, sweat, and eat healthy. It's pretty simple.
Is the cold shower every day for you? Is that just part of the daily routine? Cold shower?
Part of the daily routine. I started at a very young age, and it sucks. It never got better. But it just invigorates you. It gets your heart pumping, and any chance you can get to get blood flowing. I believe the human body is very much like a swimming pool. It's got a lot of water. 13 gallons versus a swimming pool's 20,000 gallons, let's say. It's got a pump, it's got a filter. If you turn your swimming pool pump off, the pool turns black. If you dump a bunch of French fries and coffee and soda and ice cream in the pool turns black. So that's the way I think about the human body. We need to run the pump, we need to clean the filter, and we can't throw a bunch of stuff in the water that's going to turn the water black. It's that simple.
Yeah. What does Spartan look like coming out of this? I know you got the event coming up in June that you said in Florida that's going on. Are there changes? Or do you just plow ahead?
June 13th. Look, this is going to be we've got massive grains of sand in the Spartan gears. We've got 325 events we were putting on pre-pandemic around the globe, 45 countries. That's including Tough Mudder. And this was a punch in the face. This is, I got sand in the gears. And so based on government approvals, we'll start bringing races back. But barring approvals, I can't turn that machine back on.
Yeah.
And then the problem is if a state government says, you could have an event June 27th. Well, I don't have enough time to get 7 tractor trailers and market to customers. I don't have enough time to catch my breath. So we're going to do the best we can to turn the lights back on. And that's what we're doing.
Well, I know there have been some awesome Spartan events in Austin, so we hope we'll see you back here soon. I want to ask you, one of the things that you say I really like, because I always say it myself in my own training, is that there's always got to be that carrot out there, whether it's a race coming up or it's an event or it's a goal. And that's hard right now because so many of the events a lot of us were preparing for have been postponed or have been canceled. Do you have a suggestion for people for what they can target when they don't maybe have that actual Spartan run that I'm targeting or that Tough Mudder that I'm targeting, but what you can do as an alternative?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing some virtual races, but you could certainly round up 10 friends and say on July 4th, we're going to do a 15-mile run. And you're not going to want to show up to that with friends on July 4th and not be able to run the 15 miles and embarrass yourself. So you're going to then kick things into gear and train for that. So we might have to, cheat it a little bit and kind of create our own. Now, it's not as powerful because there's something, at least my experience doing this 20 years, there's something about bringing 8 or 10,000 people together, just makes it more real.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to have to cheat a little bit. And so if it's 5 friends, 10 friends, 20 friends, you got to have a date on the calendar. You got to make a commitment. You got to be public with it. You got to have accountability partners. Otherwise, it's just a hope and a dream. And lots of hopes and dreams don't come true. So
Yeah, that is true. You people might not be familiar with your story, but you made the dramatic life change. You were on Wall Street. You said, "To hell with this! I'm changing my life. I'm going to Vermont. I'm going to lead this Spartan lifestyle. I'm going to build this brand." I think that in some ways, the pandemic is forcing people to change their lives. It's up to you if you change it for the better or for the worse. But do you see this as an opportunity for people to potentially pivot and say, "This is my time"? And you've talked a lot about you got to do something you're passionate about. And maybe this is the time to do that, to take that step.
good time to play offense instead of defense. You got time. You're not traveling. You're home with the family. Lots of great companies, lots of great inventions come out of times like this. So, under great pressure, diamonds are made. Yeah, I agree. Good time to test and see, is this something that you're passionate about that could actually work? You could test the waters right now. When would you ever have this much free time? So yeah, I'm in complete alignment. This is a good time to go out there and put your foot in the water.
It's too much free time, Joe. Too much time locked up in a house with my almost 4-year-old son and baby. We're all ready to kill each other by the end of the day.
I'll trade you. I mean, I'm up at 4:20 every morning. I'm doing 4 workouts a day. By noon, I'm looking at the clock right now. It already feels like midnight.
Okay, well, that leads me perfectly to kind of what I wanted to ask you. What is a day in the life of Joe DeSena? Walk us through to some extent what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4:20 a.m. wake up, get going, do a quick workout for myself. I do a 5:30 a.m. warrior call, Eastern Standard Time, bring together about 100 people from around the globe, doctors, scientists, financial gurus. I've been sourcing my news from this group for the last 70 days. It's been awesome. From there, I go wake up the kids. We hike up to the top of the mountain, run down, 8 o'clock. I have another workout. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Right after the warrior call, I do a live workout. Wake up the kids, run up the mountain, come down, do another live workout.
Do the kids ever fight you?
Huh?
Do the kids ever fight you on it,
Oh,
or are they willing participants?
Every day. It's a nightmare. Every single day. But then it rolls right into calls like this and emails and phone calls and just one big Groundhog Day.
If you're traveling or you're in a hotel room or whatever, you're not on the farm, you don't have all your resources available to you, what's the go-to workout that no matter what, I can crank out this workout and I can get something in?
I was just, the last trip I was on right before this pandemic hit I was in Sparta, Greece. And I woke up early and the sun was coming up and 300 burpees, right, as the sun's coming up. Or another thing I love to do is carry a heavy weight. I carry around a kettlebell. So I might go for a walk up a mountain carrying a heavy weight. Or it just depends. Sometimes I mix it up. If I'm with somebody, I like to try to just destroy both of us. So I might say, okay, we're gonna do a 500-meter row. While you're on the rowing machine, I'm doing 30 burpees and 5 pull-ups, and then I get on the rowing machine 500 meter, and then you're doing 30 burpees and 5 pull-ups, and we'll do 10 rounds. or we're going on a 10-mile run and we're doing 30 burpees every mile.
Oh my God.
So I like to just lay out there something crazy that's going to hurt, and we fight through. Kind of like putting a date on the calendar.
Yeah. Does anybody ever break you?
Every day.
Really?
Every day somebody throw. I've been doing these live workouts, and the pros come in and give me exercises, and it hurts. It hurts every time they throw some new exercise at you that they're proficient at. But I'm not fast, but I'm pretty relentless.
You mentioned the kettlebell. That's not myth? That's true story? That goes with you everywhere?
True story, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Couple more for you before we let you go. What you've done some crazy stuff over the years. Is there one that stands out the hardest or the most memorable, or one that, damn near did you in?
Well, before I answer that, just go down a rabbit hole on something else for a second. I was with a neuroscientist yesterday, and he said, whenever you're feeling stressed, this is good for your listeners. The best thing to do, they've done studies on the brain, is 2 short breaths up through the nose. So you come in and then you don't exhale, then a second, and then you exhale. And I just found myself doing it when you asked that question, probably because I started to get amped up thinking about that hard event that I was going to mention to you. And all of a sudden I got a little bit of a panic attack, and I did 2 deep breaths in.
I'm going to remember that. That's good. Yeah.
That is the Iditarod across Alaska, waist deep snow, 30 below temperatures, eyelashes frozen shut. No interest in going back.
One time and done.
One time and done.
How about for Spartan, when you were building it, was there the aha moment that this is going to work? I'm onto something. Was there one Spartan event?
I'm waiting for that moment.
Oh, come on.
Still waiting for that moment. Listen, everybody thinks, hey, Joe, you built an empire and this and that. Like, it never gets easy. It's kind of like burpees never get easy and cold showers never get easy. It's a knife fight every day. It's not even a gunfight. It's a knife fight every day. So is it awesome? Have we changed a ton of lives? Absolutely. But I am pushing a rock uphill. I am selling something people don't really want. If I was selling popcorn and Netflix and being naked in bed, I'd be selling it all. It'd be so easy. I'm selling hard work, discipline, commitment. Tough sell.
Do you know, maybe you don't have this number, but do you know how many people do one and come back for a second versus?
Big number.
So if you can get them there, they might stick around.
If I can get them in, they might stick around. Very hard to get them in.
Yeah. Well, Joe, this was awesome, man. We appreciate you making time, and we hope events are back on soon. We hope you're back here in Austin soon.
We will be.
Okay. Joe, thanks so much.
Kill a Spartan. I'll see you.
I like it.
All right. Bye-bye.